Hi, guys. Hope you're having a great morning. It's Red and Sheila with Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures and FS Investigates.
Guess you can see I put my nose where it didn't belong.
And with me.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Guys, this video here is for recruitment.
Okay.
We are recruiting CSI detectives.
There you go.
We need your help. For all you CSI people out there, and we know we got them.
Mm-hmm.
We got about 300 of them. You know, some people asked they said, why don't you all do other videos? You could get so much better content. You could get so many more viewers. It's not about viewers. It's not about content for Sheila and I. It's about where our heart leads us, what we feel led to do.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we are on this Johnny Edrington case. And we want to follow it through. We want to see it solved. We want to find out what happened to Trooper Johnny Edrington and the truth, not rumors, not chapters in books. We want the truth.
Yeah.
And there's somebody out there that knows the truth. Maybe many people, maybe several.
Right.
And that's what we're going to work on today, guys. You know, we only get 200 or 300, 400 views on Johnny Edrington videos. But see,
Mm.
out of those 300 or 400 views, probably one of them is probably the killer. Some of them is probably family. But there's some out there that's actually looking at this case. Hopefully, there's some police officers.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, there's some knowledgeable people in investigations. All it takes is one. All we need is that one that can pick up on something Sheila and I left out.
Right.
We didn't mention. And feed off of each other and say, wait, have they checked this? Have they checked that? We don't have a lot to go on, guys. We don't have the file.
Right.
The state police has the file. State police has it locked away. That file's probably not been looked at. It probably been looked at here in the last little while since Sheila and I, no doubt. No doubt it's been looked at in the last little while, but
Mm-hmm.
it's probably not been looked at in 10, 15, 20 years. Maybe by the new commissioner each time they come in just to look through it and glance at photographs and see what how we'd love to see the photographs. How Sheila and I would love to see the crime scene photographs. We could probably take the crime scene photographs themselves and solve this case. I know that's speaking big and Sheila don't like the
Oh, I
boost, but
know. Yeah.
I believe we could. I believe the crime scene photographs would tell us. So what we're going to do on this video, we're going to take our time. We've made some notes
Mm-hmm.
and we're just going to read off the note, read off the title, whatever it is we're harping on.
Questions.
You guys get your pencil paper, get you a cup of coffee,
Yep.
sit back. Ones of you that want to help us, and you're out there, we know you. Thanks for calling. Thanks for texting. Thanks for
Thanks for all y'all do.
everything you do.
Yeah.
We love you. And together, we're going to solve this.
We'll make this happen.
We'll make it happen. I make it happen for Johnny Edrington, for his daughter, Callie,
Callie.
and for the two grandbabies.
Mm-hmm.
Make it happen. How did we get here? How did we get where we're at today, Sheila?
We did it because of Douglas Harless case.
Doug
that
Harless
happened.
case. Sheila and I had done some research and had done videos on the Doug Harless
Mm-hmm.
case.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're still looking up London, Kentucky, different things, all of a sudden this video come up.
Yep.
Channel 18 News.
Yep.
And they were advertising or talking about Doug Asher's book.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Asher is the former Post 11 post commander, 30-year Kentucky State Trooper, Lieutenant Colonel, and says he called it from day one.
Yeah.
S side. Called Johnny's death a S side from day one. Big Gray Cover-Up. That
was
is the name of a chapter in his book.
right.
Big Gray Cover-Up. Guys, it can't be no plainer than that to the state police. This is 30-year executive level Kentucky State police officer. The Big Gray Cover-Up. What a name for a chapter in a man that's drawing retirement after serving 30 years in that organization.
That's
We wait till we retire, write a book about it. Instead of going to the feds, going to the AG's office, going to the newspapers.
it's a big statement.
It's a true statement. It's a true statement. And that's what we're going to do here, guys. Thank you, babe.
Oh,
That's
you're
what this
welcome.
video is all about. This is a join in video. Now, you guys can't join in until you get to the comments.
Yeah.
You can write your comments in there and join in. No names.
Please don't.
No
give
names. We don't want to slander somebody. But if you have information or you can point it out in a way without naming names, that's okay. We're all grown ups.
Mhm.
And if we can't figure it out, you can text us or email us.
I was going to say, or call.
Messages.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do on this video, though. We're going to join right in. As we read a topic off, we're going to discuss it. We've tried, Sheila's made up some topics. I've made up some topics. And we didn't harp on them like we usually put parentheses and little under categories. And we didn't do that. We're just going to cover them as we go. Out.
Questions. Yeah. Okay.
Now, what was your question? I said, Big Gray Cover-Up. And
I said that was a big statement to
that's
make.
a big statement. Yes, it is.
That's something big to
This is a cover-up.
claim.
Either way you want to look at it, guys. This is a cover-up in at least 3 different ways. It's a cover-up. If it was a S side, we don't believe it was. But if it was a S side,
Nope.
and it was called a homicide, it's a cover-up. If it's a homicide and Mr. Asher and the detectives are trying to cover it up as a S side, it's a cover-up. If it was a homicide and it's because of who may have been involved in the homicide, it's a cover-up. Because any one of those 3 would be embarrassing
Either way.
to the state police.
Okay.
Any of them's going to be embarrassing. Sometimes we got to cut our losses. Sometimes we got to say, hey, we're going to Big Gray Cover-Up. Need Johnny's complete log for that shift. See, that's in the file, guys. Johnny's complete log sheet. Everything he did from the time he logged on is in that file.
Okay.
We don't have it. I'll tell you who does. I'll tell you who probably has copies of this whole case is those 3 detectives and Doug Asher. I don't know that. I don't know that for a fact. But I would assume a case that big and a case that controversial, they've kept files of their own. Now,
interesting.
They're not, yeah. Now you join in anywhere you want because I like your input.
Yeah.
But they're not state police officers anymore. They're not state troopers anymore. They can talk about anything they want to talk about. You know, some people gets mad over rumors. Let's put the rumors to rest. If you've got something that the rest of us need to see, that would
help.
Be that. Oh, it would help, wouldn't it, babe? Yeah.
That would be something that would help tremendously if they can add to this story or investigation, whatever. Then that would be great.
We don't have to see the state police file. Let them keep it hid away.
Yeah.
We've got the 3 troopers. As far as I know, the 3 detectives are still alive.
Are they? Okay.
Stewart, Lewis, Phelps, all
Okay.
3 of them. Asher's still alive. He just wrote a book.
Yeah.
Helped write a book. Or at least he wrote this chapter.
Okay.
There's 4. Now, Ed Bowling, the coroner's dead, but
he's deceased.
Mr. Dr.
Huntsinker
Huntsinker still alive. Well, what a group of men that could help us
Mm-hmm.
solve this case. I don't know. Don't know why it hasn't been solved. But the log sheet, they probably have a copy of in a box stored away somewhere. We need that log sheet. We need to look at it. Let's see who Johnny stopped, where he ate, what he done.
Do we
We know where
talk?
he ate. He ate with his family that evening. He ate with his wife and in-laws and his
Mm-hmm.
sister. We know that. Everything was fine. Nothing wrong with Johnny.
Yeah. Everything was what you would think would be normal.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So we need his log sheet. Guys, anybody that's got this stuff, you can send it to us anonymously.
Sure.
Post Office Box 211, Liberty, Kentucky, 42539. Send us notes, send us anonymously. We're not going to try to track you down, especially if it's something we can use. Whatever we get, if they ever do reopen this case and put active, good quality detectives or AG investigators on it, we'll give it off to them, but point us in the right direction.
Yeah, that would be great.
Who did he talk to, conversate with on that day? That's normal. And Shirley, Sheila,
Okay.
with quality detectives that they had on there, Asher said it's 3 of the best in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Surely they followed everything in that log sheet.
They have a list of who he talks
Surely they have everybody he pulled over,
to. Mm-hmm.
everybody he talked to, everywhere he went. If he stopped and got gas, who saw him there, who talked to him.
Uh-huh.
If he ate a snack or went into a convenient mart and got a pack of M&Ms. But surely that's all in that report. But
Seems
not
like
only is it in that report, it would be in the copies of files that a good detective probably made for himself. Because this was going to be a big case.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky State Trooper murdered or S-side on the side of the highway. We're not going to get into the fact that within an hour or two it was declared a S-side.
Right.
Good friend, trooper, fellow trooper, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Here's a question, guys. Anybody from Clay County watching us? Clay County. Was there any chop shops in Clay County at that time? Was there any undercover work done by Trooper Edrington at that time?
Mm-hmm.
See, he worked London. He worked Loyal County. I think that consists of Pulaski County and over in that area. So, if I'm not mistaken, Lee wouldn't have been in that county in his jurisdiction. So, if he was working undercover on some other case,
Uh-huh.
nobody would have probably recognized him.
Right.
Was Johnny working on a case in Clay County? Does anybody know that? Did he, throughout the years before he was met his demise,
Mm-hmm.
did he tell somebody? Has anybody got knowledge? Was Johnny working undercover, babe? Join in anytime. If I leave something out, yours is coming up. Who were Johnny's closest friends?
Uh-huh.
Who was Johnny's closest friends in the KSP? We know, was it Michael Sapp?
I believe it was.
We know Michael Sapp was a friend of his.
Yes. I believe it was him.
Was who else? Who else in the state police was close friends? Not just acquaintances, not just, hey, see you out on the road. Call me if you need me. Not just fellow troopers. Did he hang with them? Who did he hang with at Post 11?
Maybe come over to his house or he went over to theirs.
That's what we're talking about.
Went out
Playing
and ate,
cards,
yeah.
went out and ate.
Mm-hmm.
Did he hang out with Asher? Lieutenant Colonel, Captain. He would have been captain at the time. I don't know if state police is like the military or not, where you don't hang out with the heavies, the brass, unless you're brass, or the NCOs, unless you're NCO and so forth. But
Mm-hmm.
did he hang out with Asher? Did he have any close friends in the state police? Was he a loner? Was he friends with everybody? Was he a loner? Did he have a particular few that he hung with? Was there a reason why he was a loner? If he was a loner, Was there a reason why? Did he not trust people? Did he just wasn't friendly? I don't know.
Hmm.
Was Johnny afraid of anybody? Was he afraid of anybody? Now, listen, guys, if you take offense to these questions, I'm sorry. You just have to take offense to them. If nobody's done nothing wrong, then these questions shouldn't offend nobody. These are pointed toward nobody.
Right.
This is generalized questions that any good investigator would ask, and that's what we're doing.
Do you have any enemies?
Was he afraid of anybody? We doubt it.
Right.
We doubt it, don't we, babe?
Exactly.
Why?
Because he was in the military. He was in the Army. He was an MP in the Army.
He was in the Army, United States Army. He's a veteran. He was a military police in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to handle people. He knows how to handle himself. That's what he did in the Army, the same job he's doing now. Now, back to Sheila's question. Did he have any enemies? Did he have any enemies that anybody out there knows of or can tell us about? Anything that you need to tell us or write down?
Mm-hmm.
Let me fix this thing so I can see.
What's it doing?
Well, I think I moved it too far in one direction.
Yeah, there we go.
Is there any informants out there still living of Johnny's?
That's a good question.
Oh, yeah.
Great question.
Because what does police officers have more than anything? Informants. Who solves police officers' cases for them? Informants. We get the credit for it. We get to make the arrest. We swear out the warrant. We take the person to jail. But it's usually somebody that we've stopped for some other traffic violation. And they say, hey, give me a break and I will tell you who robbed the country store. What? Well, let's just see what happens here. I'll go ahead and charge you when it comes to court. If you've provided information that helps, we'll see what we can do.
Okay. I was going to ask you if they get paid or what.
Oh, they can get paid.
Okay.
Of course, get paid big money. Feds pay big money for informants. I paid $2,000 one time for a drug buy. $2,000 for one buy.
I forgot about that.
Because we couldn't get that person no matter what. And it took a $2,000. And the counselor, everybody said, what? Because usually you can get a drug buy $50, $100. And there was nobody. We got him.
Yeah.
He said, catch me if you can. I'm sure he's watching. He spent 7 years. So, informants. Did Johnny have informants? Of course he did. Is any of them still alive out there? Any of you want to comment? Any of you want to comment to us personally? Call us. 606-669-0364. Probably won't pick up. It'll go to the machine.
Just leave a message.
Leave a message. I'll call you back. All cops have informants. That's how we solve cases. See, cops, we're not as smart as everybody thinks we are. If we was, we wouldn't have chosen the profession that we chose, and especially to stay in it 20, 30, 40 years. What do you know about this case that you haven't thought about in 36 years? See, guys, because we're getting phone calls.
We are, really.
We're getting phone calls. We're getting comments. We're getting text messages. People that remembers it. Some of them says they remember it like yesterday because they knew Johnny. They liked Johnny. They knew something had happened. They knew that. And of course, we also get the rumors. We also get the heard this, heard that.
But sometimes that can lead you in the right direction.
Sheila, the other day, Sheila said something about rumors. I said, we don't want rumors. And Sheila said, well, and she's right. She's right. Sometimes the rumors can lead us somewhere else. So the rumor itself may not be true. And that's why we don't want to mention no names. We're not going to slander nobody.
Right. We don't want to do that.
Believe me, if we have enough proof in the end to bring charges, or a law enforcement agency to bring charges, believe me, we'll put their name all over the place. You won't be able to. I'll probably be out on the interstate painting the bridges underneath the interstate where you see it when you go by. So and so killed Johnny Edrington. But we're not going to do it now.
No.
Let's get the evidence. Let's know who we're talking about.
That's right.
And don't pay no attention to rumors of the past. There's rumors of the past of this one, that one. Both of them's in penitentiary.
Yeah.
There's rumors of this one and that one. They're not there now. There's rumors of this one. He may be in a. We've got several here, but it's not out of range that this case can't be solved because
Right.
what we've got to do is eliminate the
There you go.
process of elimination. Were they here? Were they there? Do they have alibis?
Time frames. Yeah.
And then we go from there. You guys are going to help us. What did you hear your parents say about it? See, I had a guy call, girl, whatever, about 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
3 days ago, and he says that he was just a young kid when this happened. And we've heard that. We've heard that several times from different people. They wasn't as young as this kid. He's grown up now. But said he heard his dad and mom talking about it, what had happened, and what they thought happened. What did you hear your parents say about it? Is there any information out there that you might think, there's nothing to this. This ain't no mom and dad. They were just, that was rumors. They were, well, who'd they hear it from?
They had to hear it.
Who'd they hear it from? If they heard it from
Somebody.
Mr. Asher, if they heard it from one of the detectives, if they heard it from somebody that's involved in this case, that would. What have you heard other people say about this case over the years? Don't call and tell us that. That's, what have you heard them say? Now, in your mind, start looking through it, researching it, going back and playing it over and over. Did that person know something? Was that person speculating? Was they just giving their opinion? Investigate it on your own. Look at it. See what you can find out. Guys, there's I don't know if it's ever been taken off. I don't believe it has because it's offered by the state police. There's $50,000 reward out there. $50,000 reward at one time. I think it still exists. Sheila and I don't want no reward.
No.
If this case is solved, that's enough for us. We don't want no money. You can have it. If there's a reward, what have you heard troopers before, during, and after Johnny Edrington? What have you heard them say about this case? Before Johnny Edrington, did you hear anybody say anything? I don't like that guy. He's military. I don't like that guy. He's too straight. I don't like that guy. He's all about himself. I don't like that guy. He's not friendly. I don't like that guy. He's gung ho. I don't like that guy. He's friendly to everybody. Everybody likes him. Nobody likes us. I don't know. What have you heard other troopers say over the years? See, because what have you heard people say? I got you.
Good job.
No, good job on you because that's good. I don't want to speculate on our part. I don't want to. I got questions I'd like to ask. I got things I'd like to say, of course, just like most of you. And maybe someday the door will be opened for that where we can ask more questions.
Okay.
As doors are open.
Sure.
But, over the years, it's been 36 years, guys, since Trooper Johnny Edrington was murdered.
That's a long time.
36 years. Have you been sitting around drinking a beer with somebody over the years? Have you been sitting or walking around the golf course playing golf and somebody says this, somebody says that, and you thought, wow, that was weird. How did he know that? Where did they hear that from? That's what we're looking for. Things that you haven't thought about in 36 years. Bring it back. It's in there. It's up there in that noggin. Is the KSP covering anything up? Well,
According to Mr. Asher.
You look at you. Yeah. Is the KSP covering anything up? I don't know. Let's look at the title right here.
I don't know if it'll show it.
Yeah, it's going to show. The Big Gray Cover Up.
Mm.
Well, according to Lieutenant Colonel Doug Asher, yeah, heck yeah, they're covering something up. That's his own words. Big Gray Big. The Big Gray Cover Up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
Is the KSP covering something up? Yeah, they're either covering up a homicide, a suicide, or a murder. Or a murder from somebody outside of that homicide title. Homicide is murder, but I'm talking, I'll shut up there.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into my head. I've got secrets up here that I want to save for the day when a person can talk to real investigators when they come in here to. Are they hiding something that may be embarrassing to them? Well, what could be more embarrassing to you than a lieutenant colonel with the Kentucky State Police saying the state police has a great big cover up, the Big Gray Cover Up? What could be more embarrassing? That's pretty embarrassing. Could it be embarrassing that a trooper offed himself? If that's what happened, you can rule that out. You can rule that out. I'll stake a 40-year career on that. You can rule that out from what me and Sheila's found out on our own.
Yeah.
Not counting what the state police know. Are they hiding something that may be embarrassing? You bet they are. You bet they. There was a lot of rumors back then.
Mm-hmm.
Still a lot of rumors today.
Yep. I wonder if they're around the same things that we're hearing, or have they?
They're the same, because you can read the newspapers that we run in our second or third video. The newspaper articles from the Corbin Tribune or something. Corbin newspaper had it in there where they were talking about the rumors.
Okay.
So there was rumors back then. Right. And once again, I'll say it. If people are so hung up over rumors and so embarrassed over rumors, I would have worked on this case. I would have worked on this 24/7, 365. I'd never retire. I'd be working on this case today. This would be I would find out who killed Johnny. What happened to Johnny Edrington?
Out of respect for him.
Forget respect, out of clearing up the rumor.
Well, yeah.
I see what you're saying. I don't mean, I ain't been rude.
No, but I mean,
you know,
he was one of their own.
If you get that upset over rumors, by George, find the killer.
Yeah.
Find them. And then rumors are done for you.
Then you can put them.
Now you all can put that in your pipe and smoke it, because you were wrong on your rumors. If you were told anything back then, you might be in danger today. Whoa, you think? If any of you's ever been told anything back in the day, over the last 36 years by somebody, out at a beer party, out at the lake fishing, anything at all, and you were told something in confidence, or you were told something in a roundabout way, or you were told something, then you were told, don't ever mention that. Oh, no, I'll never say nothing about that. You might be in danger today, because, guys, until the good Lord points us in a different direction, Sheila and I are going to be on this. We're not going to let Johnny Edrington, that trooper behind us there, we're not going to let him go any longer without at least somebody standing up for him and saying, you've been mistreated. Your reputation's been slandered. You've been liable. You've been done wrong, trooper, veteran. You've been done wrong. We ain't much, but we're what you got for right now. Actually, you're not. Actually, We've got many.
We got,
He's got many supporters. Actually, while we've been sitting here right now, I won't turn it around because they're still up there. But we've got
1, 2.
how many?
Yeah, 3.
3 messages.
I'm looking at it.
From people that we know. Now, this has been taped, so they don't know we're making a video right now.
Right.
But Johnny Edrington has got friends. Johnny Edrington had friends. Johnny Edrington had enemies because he done his job. He was doing his job. He may very well done his job too well. If you were told anything back then, your life may be in danger today, because if a person were off a state trooper on the side of the highway and they think that you know something you ain't supposed to know, they may off you. So as fast as you see this video, pick up that phone and call a law enforcement agency that you trust and tell them what you know. You don't have to tell Fred and Sheila. We don't care.
No.
Don't have to come to us. We just want the truth out. But you better tell somebody in case you come up missing, come up suicide. Daggone it, babe. I'm sorry. Maybe just one time they won't. Do the rumors carry any weight? We don't know.
I think they do.
We don't know, guys. We've got rumors on everything. We've got rumors on several different people.
Yeah.
So when she says she believes they do, there's rumors, there's people that's told us things about this
different
person,
things.
that person, this vehicle, that vehicle. Easiest way to have debunked a rumor would have been to solve this case.
Yep.
If it was a suicide back then, that would have been the time to, as old Barney Five would say, nip it in the bud. Nip those rumors in the bud. Where were the 3 detectives? Why not go public with this S side? I think. If the 3 detectives, and I've done said it about Lieutenant Colonel Asher, if he really felt that it was a S side and somebody else is trying to call it a homicide, why didn't he go to the newspaper, TV stations, hold a press conference? Why didn't all 4 of them? Boy, all 4 of them together sure had some influence over the coroner and the assistant medical examiner. I'll always believe that. I'll always believe that. I think they respected the state police. They honored the state police. They respected their opinion. And when they said this is a S side, they just said, it's a S side. I mean, what am I going to do? Who am I? I get it. People like to disgrace cops. But why wait 35 years? Why wait 35 years to write a book about a man that's no longer here to take up for himself or stand up for his front of his daughter or his grandchildren?
Yeah. Bless them.
Why is that? Why was there no press conference 36 years ago now?
Good
We
question.
don't know the answers. There's some of these things that we're asking, we don't know the answers to, guys. That's why we're putting them out there. So you can sit there and think about them.
Yeah.
Talk about them to your spouse.
It might jog their memory on something they had totally forgotten about.
We don't have the files to review. Sheila and I don't even have a file to look at. What we're gathering is just from going to the scene, trying to relive what he did that day, that night, taking what people's told us and put it together and either rule something in or rule something out. And guys, I'm going to tell you something.
It's a puzzle.
You can rule out suicide.
Yep.
Daggone it. You can rule out S side.
It's okay.
You can rule out S side. Okay.
The
3 detectives and Lieutenant Asher, they can rule out S side, not S side. Prove me wrong. I'll say, hey, good job, guys. You proved old Fred wrong. Sheila, is it S side to you?
No.
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 See, we can't put everything on here.
Doesn't add up.
We can't put everything on here that we know. This was not an S side. This man was murdered. And he more than likely murdered by somebody he knew. Whether he made a traffic stop on them,
Right.
whether they pulled over to talk to him, we have no choice but to use. I seen where somebody a while back said, "Stay off social media. You can't pay no attention." So, guys, listen. Social media is one of your most truthful communication devices there is today. It's truthful. I mean, there's people out here. We have no reason to lie. Sheila and I have no reason to lie. Have no reason to badmouth nobody. Have no. Actually, we don't even know nobody. We don't know. We don't know Asher. We don't know Phelps. We don't
Nope.
know Lewis. We don't know Stewart. We didn't know Sapp,
Mr. Huntsaker.
Huntsinker. We didn't know Ed Bolin. I think his son's name's Doug Bolin. I think he's alive in the corner now.
Okay. Yeah, no. So yeah.
Boys, there's some credible people in London. I know London has got a lot of issues right now. Everybody's got issues. Every town, every
Sure.
community. Don't take that to heart. Some of you don't take it so hard because a lot of
Well, their issues are just being broadcasted right now. So
but there's some good people in London and
Mhm.
Laurel County. I wish some of those good people would contact Sheila and I because we want to contact people. We want to ask you questions. We want to ask your thoughts because there's people still around working that was there that night, that was there that week, that day. That
Mhm.
we don't want to aggravate you. We respect
Mhm.
you. You know, we respect certain police officers and certain agencies, and we don't want to aggravate you. We'd love to hear from people, though. We'd love to hear your take
Well, one of the questions that we got
because I don't believe that there's nobody afraid of nobody. If you're in law enforcement, you don't fear nobody else. You want to be in law enforcement. Now, what, babe, you believe?
one of the questions that we were asked was uh who was at on the scene first.
Exactly.
When the gentleman that found the deceased, Mr. Edrington, who arrived
Well, that
first and
was
how they did
was
it
it
or whatever.
Earl Beatty
Okay,
was
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Now, I think I think it's coming up
Oh,
here. I
sorry.
think, no, it's coming up.
Mhm.
But that's a good question, and that's that's questions that people have asked us.
Mhm.
But we have no choice but to use social media. See,
Right.
guys, we don't have
Exactly.
no other stand. We don't own a newspaper company. We don't own a television company. Some people don't want to get involved. They say, "Oh, that case is so old." The state police says it's still open. They're still in it. Really? Yeah, they're hot on the trail, I'll bet.
Some people still might be afraid though too.
True.
You know, the reason why they don't
True.
want to get involved just because they still might be afraid of knowing something and they don't want to get in.
Excuse us for trying to do what the Kentucky State Police should be doing. That's one of theirs, guys. That's theirs right there.
Yeah, who's one of their own?
Johnny Edrington was one of theirs. Are they out here trying to solve his murder? The last 36 years they haven't been, to no avail at least.
Mm-hmm.
We say this was not a S side,
Yeah.
and if it was, prove it. You're not going to prove it because it
We're-
wasn't a S side. Colonel Asher, 3 detectives. You're retired now. Prove it was an S side. Mr. Asher says in his book, overwhelming evidence. Overwhelming. I wish he'd put some of it in his book. That would have been a good place for it.
Mm-hmm.
Overwhelming evidence. Where's it at, Colonel? I didn't see none in your book other than opinion. But like any good trooper, I'm sure you've got that case, you and the 3 detectives, stored away. You wrote a book on it. You must have had. You wrote a book on all kinds of stuff. I haven't read it, but there's all kinds of things in there. You've had to keep stories, mementos, newspaper articles. You've had to keep things throughout the years. Would you not have kept something as important
Notes or
as your trooper being deceased on duty? and you claiming it's a S side and everybody else claiming it's a homicide. Well, you didn't keep no files, copies of files,
Hmm.
not talk or book story. Tell what you know. Give the 200 to 300 people who follow this case something to go on. See, Trooper Asher can help. The detectives can help. These guys are not beyond talking. These guys are outspoken. They're like Fred McCoy, the ones that I've been keeping up with.
Hmm.
They're not afraid to speak their piece. And I like that in people. I'd much rather you tell me, go sit on it, than ignore me or do this and that. At least you're communicating. At least you're talking. So show us what you got. Give us something to go on. Put it in the comments. Tell these people
Hmm.
that's watching our videos,
Hmm.
tell them, here's what we found. This. It don't
This
have to
is
be the Sheila and I. Put it in the comments why you felt within 2 or 3 hours that it was a S side instead of this man being murdered
hmm
20 feet in front of his vehicle.
Why were they determined to get it
I don't know.
called, or whatever you want to call it?
Why so fast? Not the
Mm.
common decency to say, well, this is a friend of ours. Well, I don't know
That's what
about.
I don't understand. Why were they
Well, that's what we're
so
after.
gun ho about
That's what we're
doing that?
after.
Yeah.
That's what we're wanting to know right now. And they have the right. They can
Mhm.
tell us.
Well, they might know something that we don't know, and then we're like, "Oh, okay, that explains it."
Exactly. Wouldn't that be great if they could
Mhm.
really, if they could show it? We're not saying we're beyond believing what they've got, but you've
Right.
got to show us. You got to do more than Colonel Asher did and say
It's a cover up.
it's overwhelming evidence. No evidence it was a homicide. Well,
Mm,
got his blue lights on, spotlight on, got his flashlight. He's out on a traffic stop, appears to be. Radar's locked in on 79.
20
Go on
feet
and
in
on and
front of the
on.
car.
Huh?
20 feet in front of his car.
Go on and on. That it's a homicide. The thing that there's not any evidence, not only not overwhelming, no evidence is S side, other than that laying
Looks so deceiving, though.
in his hand after he's fallen 6 foot, fell backward, hit the ground with a good hard thump. But that right there stayed in his hand.
Mm,
Never moved, stayed right there.
I don't understand that.
No, you can't understand it, babe. You can't understand something like that. That's not understandable. That's not
Yeah,
science. That's not provable.
logical.
Now,
Whatever.
thank you for saying that, because
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Asher says in his book they done a scientific study,
Mm-hmm.
and they know how the recoil went. They know exactly. Hopefully they videoed it, VHS, beta, whatever they did it on. Surely they did if they done an extensive scientific exam.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he can show us that. Maybe he
Mm-hmm.
can tell us how they done that. So we'll know, and we can say,
How they
see,
came to the
we
conclusion of
couldn't,
that. Yeah.
we thought you had to use a live person. We didn't know you could do that. I like that. How'd the
Mm-hmm.
recoil go? Guys, put you a gun, a 357 Magnum with hollow point Magnum bullets in it. Put it on something, put you a piece of string to the trigger and pull that trigger and watch that gun go flying through the air. That gun will go 6 foot through the air. I don't know, 6 foot, probably 4. I guarantee
Yeah.
you that it will recoil out
Especially
off
if
the
you don't have
stand.
a good grip on it. I mean, and it's, to me, if it's awkward, wrong hand, it's not a good grip.
Not rumors, just facts. That's all we want.
Mm-hmm.
That are in the report locked away that prove it was a S side. They're not only just locked away,
Mm-hmm.
they should have these in their care. They remember, they're still here. These guys are alive today. They can tell us. They can tell us. Here's what we found. And your question's coming up from a while ago. Don't worry, we're going back to that.
Okay.
Who was there?